Begad, says I to myself, there's a dancing in all things, Terence. 'Tis like you've split his head, and when you come out of the clink, you'll be put under stoppages for killing a government elephant. At that I caressed him. How the evil did you do it? Might as well pat a barrack, said Othris. Tried all manner of endearing epithets, but being more than a little shunk up, I disremember what the devil would answer to. So, good dog, I says. Pretty puss, says I. Whoa, mare, says I. And at that I fetched him a stroke of the butt to conciliate him, and he should, as he stood still among the barracks. Will no one take me off the top of this murdering volcano? I says at the top of my shout, and when I heard a man yelling, Hold on, faith and patience, the other elephants are coming. Mother of glory, I says. Will I rough ride the whole stud? Come and take me down, ye cowards. Then a brace of fat she-elephants with manoots and a commissariat sergeant came shuffling round the corner of the barracks, and the mahout was abusing old Putlar's mother and blood king. Observe my reinforcements, I says. They're going to take you to the clink, my son. And the child of calamity put his ears forward and swung his head on to those females. The pluck of him, after my oratio on his brain pan, went to the heart of me. I'm in disgrace myself, I says, but I'll do what I can for ye. Will you go to the clink like a man, or fight like a fool when there's no chance? With that I fetched him one last lick on the head, and he fetched a tremendous groan and dropped his trunk. Think, says I to him. And halt, I says to the mahouts. They was anxious so to do. I could feel the old reprobate meditating under me. At last he put his trunk straight out and gave a most melancholious toot, the like of a sight with an elephant. And by that I knew the white flag was up, and the rest was no more than considering his feelings. He's done, I says. Cape open other left or right alongside. We'll go to the clink quiet. Says the commissariat sergeant to me from his elephant. Are you a man or a miracle? Says he. I'm betwixt and between, I says, trying to set up stiff-backed. And what, says I, may have to set this animal off in this opprobrious style? I says, the gun butt light and easy on my hip, and my left hand dropped, such as troopers behave. We was bowling on to the elephant lines under escort all the time. I was not in the lines when the trouble began, said the sergeant. They took 'em off carrying tents and such, like, and put 'em to the gun team. I knew he would not like it, but by token it fair tore his heart out. Faith, one man's meat is another's poison, I says. 'Twas being put on to carry tents that was the ruin of me. And my heart warmed to old double ends because he had been put upon. We'll close on him here, says the sergeant, when we got to the elephant lines. All the manhoots and their children was round the pickets cursing my pony from a mile to here. You skip off to my elephant's back, he says. There'll be trouble. Sends that howling crowd away, I says, or he'll trample the life out of them. I could feel his ears beginning to twitch. And do you and your immortal she-elephants go well clear away. I will get down here. He's an Irishman, I says, for all his long Jew's nose, and he shall be treated like an Irishman. Are you tired of life? Asked the sergeant. Divil a bit, I says, but when of us has to win, and I'm of the opinion 'tis me. Get back, I says. The two elephants went off, and Smith O'Brien came to halt dead above his own pickets. Down, says I, whacking him on the head, and down he went, shoulder over shoulder, like a hill slipping after the rain. Now, says I, sliding down his nose and running to the front of him, you will see the man that's better than you. His big head was down between his big 4 feet, as they twisted in sideways like a kitten's. He looked a picture of innocence and forlornsomeness, and by this and that his big hairy underlip was trembling, and he winked his eyes together to keep from crying. For the love of God, I says, clean forgetting he was a dumb baste, don't take it to heart so. Easy, be easy, I says, and with that I rubbed his cheek between his ears and of the top of his trunk, talking all the time. Now, says I'll make you comfortable for the night. Send 1 or 2 children here, I says to the sergeant, who was watching for to see me killed. He'll rouse at the sight of a man. You got bloomin' clever all of a sudden, said Orthrus. How did you come to know his funny little ways that soon? Because, said Terence with emphasis, because I had conquered the beggar, my son. Oh, said Orthrus between doubt and derision. Go on. His mahout's children and 1 or 2 other line babies come running up, not being afraid of anything, and some got water, and I washed the top of his poor sore head, begad I done him to a turn, and picked the pieces of carts out of his hide, and we scraped him and handled him all over, and we put a thunderin' big poultice of neem leaves, the same that ye stick on a pony's gall, on his head, and it looked like a smoking cap, and we put a pile of young sugar-cane fornst him, and he began to pick at it. Now, says I, setting down on his forefoot, we'll have a drink, and let bygones be. I set an end child for 1/4 of a rack, and the sergeant's wife, she sent me out 4 fingers of whiskey, and when the liquor came I could see the twinkle in old Typhoon's eyes, that he was no more of a stranger to it than me, worse luck than me. He took his court like a Christian, and then I put his shackles on, chained him afore and aft to the pickets, and gave him my blessings, and went back to barracks. And after? I said in the pause. Ye can guess, said Mulvaney. There was confusion, and the colonel gave me 10 rupees, and the adjutant gave me 5, and my company captain gave me 5, and the men carried me round the barracks shouting. Did you go to the clink? Said Orthrus. I never heard a word more about the misunderstanding with Kearney's beak, if that's what you mean. But the servile of the boys was took off sudden to the Holy Christian's Hotel that night. Small blame to them. They had 20 rupees in drinks. I went to lie down and sleep it off, for I was done and double done, as him there in the lines. 'Tis no small thing to go ride elephants. Subsequent, me and the venerable father of sin became mighty friendly. I would go down the lines when I was in disgrace, and spend an afternoon colloguing with him, he chewing 1 stick of sugar cane and me another, thick as thieves. He'd take all that I had out of my pockets and put it back again. And now and then I'd bring him beer for his distilling, and I'd give him advice about being well behaved and keeping off the books. After that he went away of the army, and that's being transferred as soon as you've made a good friend. So you never saw him again? I demanded. Do you believe the first half of the affairs? Said Terence. I'll wait till Leroy comes, I said evasively, except when he carefully tutored by the other 2, and the immediate money benefits explained the Yorkshireman did not tell lies, and Terence, I knew, had a profligate imagination.